Excuse me. First of all, I'd like to congratulate New England Patriots, new Super Bowl champs. Me living in Atlanta, I'm kind of disappointed, but disappointed that the Falcons didn't win. But I'm not a real big football fan anyway. But it was just a great game yesterday. I thought the Falcons had it. Uh, I was totally shocked that they that the Patriots came back. Now I was shocked, man. You know, but anyway, I want to talk about New Edition, the New Edition movie. You know, I grew up in the '80s. If you grew up in the '80s, you know about New Edition. I suggest everybody out there to watch the story because it's a good biopic. You can find it online. You just type in Google, watch New Edition movie online. You know, you can find it. Maybe Put Locker has it. Um, if you search, you can find it. Anyway, the movie is in three parts. Um, I think it's about an hour long on each part, hour and 30 minutes long on each part, something like that. But anyway, great. It was greatly done. The actors were superb. They looked like that. The actors looked like them. I was impressed that these guys did their own singing. They sound just like New Edition, but these guys did their own singing. It wasn't like they were lip singing. That's very impressive to me. Bobby Brown did a great. The guy that played Bobby Brown did a great job. All the actors did a great job. Um, the one that stand out is the one that played Bobby Brown. The one that played Ralph Tresvant did a great job. Um, who else? Hakeem did a good job. All of them did a good job. The mothers, the females that played the mothers was excellent. Um, it was just a real overall great biopic, man. New Edition deserve it. New Edition is one of those groups from the '80s, man. That had a lot. That did a lot. In their time, they did a lot. They came after the Jackson Five. I think that was the next kid group after the Jackson Five. I'm not absolutely sure, but I think they was. Anyway, if they wasn't, they was the closest resemblance to the Jackson Five, and they had a lot to. They had big shoes to fill. With Ralph Tresvant sounding like little Michael Jackson, the eyes were on them, and they were looked. They were looked at with the magnifying glass. They were looked at through a telescope. They was looked at to see what they was gonna do. Is this the new Michael Jackson? The kid can sing like Michael. Can he move like Michael? You know, they couldn't. Nobody can compare to Michael Jackson. You make it sound like him, but nobody can compare to him. Uh, as far as his talent, as far as his intangibles. But New Edition did very good. The movie is excellent, man. Y'all gotta check it out. Um, New Edition is just an epic group. They never did exceed. They stayed at a certain level though. I don't think they ever succeeded to top cultural pop success. They stayed in their own lane. They stayed on that on a certain level of a fan base. I think it's mostly black fan base. I think they stayed on a mostly black fan base, for the most part. I don't think they broke out internationally like a NSYNC Like I don't think they surpassed. I think Boys to Men surpassed them. Um, but New Edition are legends in their own time. You know, a lot of people would say, even them would say, they didn't get the credit they deserve. Well, that's because every star has their level. You guys, New Edition had their own level of success, and some levels of success are higher than other levels of success. I think why they didn't achieve a higher level of success. I think it may be because it may be because of their intangibles. You know, the lead singer was compared to Michael Jackson, but he couldn't move like Michael Jackson. You know, he couldn't dance like Michael. He didn't have that Michael energy. He had the voice, but I don't think these guys wrote their own songs either. Well, he had the voice to a certain extent. Now, I ain't say he had the Michael Jackson voice all the way. He had it to a certain extent. Um, but like I said, they had their own level of success. My what I personally think why they didn't achieve, the international, the big, the big superstar, rock star type of crowds, um, big, like the MJ type of crowds and stuff like that. I think it's because there was kind of like a one trick pony. They was they could sing, they moved in choreography. You know, most of the times when they was on stage, I think they sung with the record. Now the lead singers, I think they sung live, but I think they always had like backup vocals playing, in the background with the instrumental or with the live band. I'm not sure about that, but you rarely heard them sing live. I mean, you rarely heard all the guys sing live at the same time. Um, you know, they moved. I mean, it was pretty much like you knew what to get from a New Edition concert, from a New Edition venue, from a New Edition entertainment. You pretty much got the same show every time. So it wasn't nothing groundbreaking. I mean, to break into like superstardom, you have to do something groundbreaking. You have to excite your fan base. You have to really excite them. I mean, just to have great songs is cool, it's good. It's gonna give you a loyal fan base. It's gonna give you a good fan base to have hits and stuff like that. But it's not gonna break you out into that superstar international thing that you seek. And I think that's what it was with New Edition. I think they just they stayed at a certain level because that's who they were, and that formula worked for them, but it didn't break them out to the higher success that I think that they now look on and say, we don't get the credit we deserve. Well, you guys got some good credit, a great credit. I think you got the credit you deserve. At your level. You was a good, great R&B group that stayed at a certain formula. Was kind of like an old time. You guys had this old time type of formula. You know, um, from previous groups before you. Uh, you know, the Shy Lights, the OJs. Guys that moved in sync and choreography and had singers in the group. You guys are on that type level. Um, so, but see the groups that really broke out big, like like the Jackson Five, groups like that, the rock groups. They did stuff. They did groundbreaking things, especially Jackson Five, as an example. Um, they grew beyond their little. They grew beyond their local audience. They grew beyond their demographic audience. They broke into pop superstardom. Because they had the intangibles. The intangibles was there, and plus they was being exposed. They were being put in the media a lot. I think New Edition didn't get the exposure that they could have gotten. The Jackson Five got plenty of exposure outside of the music industry that I don't think New Edition got. Jackson Five got commercials. They got a lot of TV time, um, acting, um, you know, shows, TV shows, being on TV shows. That helped them reach the higher level of success that they reached. And plus, Lil Michael Jackson was a phenomenal entertainer. Not only could he sing, his singing was a 10, but his also dance skills was a 10 also. So he was like a little man in a little boy body. And you don't get that. We still haven't seen the Michael Jackson like we still haven't seen a little Michael yet. We've seen little um kids that have great talent, but we never seen but they can never match little Michael Jackson, you know, because Michael not only had the physical presence, he had the intangibles also. So it all came together with Michael, a magic, a magic type of person. Um, so yeah, man. But anyway, the New Edition movie, it's a great movie. The level of success that they got is very high, very, very well deserved. And this movie is deserving of them. You know, it's a great movie. It's a movie that you're gonna want to see more than once. You know, and it could have touched on a lot more. I mean, it was a 3-day movie. This movie could have easily been a 6-day, 5-day series because they left a lot of stuff out. They left a lot of stuff out regarding Bobby Brown. They left that they could have had in there. You know, um, they left a lot of stuff out about. I mean, they skimmed through the women in each of their lives. They skimmed through that, and I think the women in their the girlfriends and the wives, they kind of skimmed through that part, and I think that could have taken a little bit more time, um, because we want to know what type of females that these guys had in their life. And we know that these guys probably had fights over females, and females probably came between a lot of these guys. But it's a lot of stuff that they could have touched on in the movie, but they didn't. But it still was a great movie. 3 days. The movie did 19 million in views. So it's very successful. The actors, from the kids to the from boys to men, all were great. So yeah, man, New Edition, and I'm glad for New Edition. I'm glad that they revamped their energy. I'm glad that they're being honored. I'm glad that New Edition name is out there again. And because these guys are not getting any younger, these guys are older now. And you know, I mean, they can't. I mean, it's a good time to have R&B groups come back into the music industry. I think it's a good time. I think that's what's missing in the music these days, and I think this is a good time to bring the R&B groups back. And this is a great time for the movie to come out. This is a great time for New Edition to get out there and entertain the fans again. So yeah, man, I'm happy for them. I wish them much success. Um, Very talented group of guys: Johnny Gill, Bobby Brown, Ralph Tresvant, BBD. And man, I always thought BBD was the coolest motherfuckers I ever seen in my life. When I was in high school, the Poison came out. When Will I See You Smile again came out, and every motherfucking dude wanted to sing that song. When Will I See You Smile? They had a concert. They had a little talent. They had a little concert with some students that got on stage and sung that song, and the girls went crazy. So they were BBD was very extremely popular in the '90s when I was in high school. Extremely popular, man. And those guys' swag was just surreal. I always thought they was the coolest motherfuckers I ever seen, man. And yeah, man, New Edition is phenomenal. I'm glad they getting the credit that they deserve right now. And awesome. It's awesome. Y'all gotta check out that movie, man. That's it. Peace.